She spoke at the UN General Assembly in 1957, again later in 2010. It was therefore befitting for the UN to pay tribute to the former UK head of state.
She acceded to the throne in a different age, the era of Churchill, Truman, Stalin, Mao and de Gaulle. A reassuring and inspiring presence, she was an anchor of stability across decades of often turbulent history.
Her reign started at the time when colonialism was fading.
The first part of a remarkable reign saw many nations gaining independence from Britain and the formation of the Commonwealth, a diverse multilateral group. Commonwealth members are among the most steadfast supporters of the United Nations, and we mourn with them also today.
He also touched on the Queen's visit to South Africa after 1994.
Visiting South Africa to mark its readmittance to the Commonwealth after the fall of apartheid, the Queen spoke of how faith could move mountains and recreate a nation.
She visited South Africa after the fall of the apartheid government.
Ladies and gentlemen, that song was composed in 1947 for the Queen when she was here last time. May I now ask Her Royal Highness to address you. Thank you.
Mr. Premier, Prince Philip and I are most grateful for the heartwarming welcome that you and the people of Gauteng have extended to us during this visit. May I ask you, Mr. Premier, to convey our thanks to the people of Soweto, who also greeted us so memorably this morning. I was honored to unveil the memorial to the victims of the SS Mende at the Avalon Cemetery. It reminds us that South Africa's contribution in both world wars was in part the key to ensuring the final victory.
Some say she didn't do enough to address the scars and legacy of colonialism.
The British royal family has been deeply implicated in the colonization and conquest of Africa. Of course, Queen Elizabeth II came into power some 50 years after the death of Queen Victoria. She came into power in 1953 and Queen Victoria died in 1901. But Queen Elizabeth was not prepared, these are Churchill's words, to preside over the liquidation of the empire. But she presided over the period of the so-called first wave of decolonization. But not because she was an enthusiastic supporter of decolonization, but because the forces from below put pressure on England to let African states, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, including actually Asian states, India, to obtain independence. But that independence itself came with conditionalities. And one of those key conditionalities was the protection of private property belonging to British citizens in Africa.
Many heads of state and government will attend the funeral in London. Sophie Mkwena, SABC News, Johannesburg.